Vacuum sealers have become one of the most useful kitchen tools for anyone who wants to keep food fresh longer, reduce waste, and organize their storage. But if you start looking for one, you'll quickly notice that there are two very different options on the market: handheld vacuum sealers and traditional countertop vacuum sealers. At first glance, they both seem to do the same thing: remove air from specially designed bags to extend the life of your food. But once you start using them, the differences become surprisingly important. Traditional vacuum sealers have been around for years. They're larger, more powerful, and often packed with extra features. Handheld vacuum sealers, on the other hand, focus on portability, convenience, and simplicity. So which one actually makes more sense for your kitchen? Is the compact handheld option enough for everyday use? Or should you invest in a larger, more powerful machine? Today we're breaking down the biggest differences between handheld and traditional vacuum sealers to find out which one truly comes out on top. Let's start with the most obvious difference: size. Traditional vacuum sealers are designed to stay on your kitchen counter. Most models are fairly large, taking up about as much space as a toaster or coffee machine. They usually include a built-in sealing strip, controls, and storage for vacuum bag rolls. That setup works well if you vacuum seal food regularly, but it also means sacrificing valuable counter or cabinet space. Handheld vacuum sealers take a completely different approach. Instead of a bulky appliance, you get a small device that can easily fit into a kitchen drawer, backpack, or even a large pocket. For people living in apartments, dorms, RVs, or smaller homes, that size difference alone can be a major advantage. And portability opens up possibilities that traditional machines simply can't match. Whether you're camping, traveling, meal prepping at a friend's house, or storing leftovers after a barbecue, a handheld vacuum sealer can go almost anywhere. If space and portability are your top priorities, handheld vacuum sealers have a clear advantage. Despite their similar goals, these two systems work quite differently. Traditional vacuum sealers use open-ended plastic bags. You place the food inside, insert the edge of the bag into the machine, and the sealer automatically removes air before heat sealing the bag shut. The process feels very automated and can handle large amounts of food at once. Handheld vacuum sealers usually rely on reusable bags equipped with a one-way air valve. Instead of feeding the bag into a machine, you simply close the bag, place the handheld unit over the valve, and let it remove the air. The entire process is often much simpler. For everyday tasks, like storing vegetables, leftovers, snacks, or marinated meat, the handheld method can actually feel faster because there's less setup involved. However, traditional vacuum sealers still have the advantage when dealing with very large portions or bulk food storage. This is where handheld vacuum sealers really start to shine. Imagine you've cooked extra food and want to store it quickly. Instead of pulling a large machine out of the cabinet, plugging it in, and preparing a new bag, you simply grab a small handheld device and seal the food in seconds. Many handheld models are rechargeable through USB-C, making them easy to charge alongside your phone, headphones, or other gadgets. Because they're cordless, you're not tied to a kitchen outlet. That flexibility becomes incredibly useful for camping or road trips, and small kitchens. Traditional vacuum sealers simply weren't designed with mobility in mind. If convenience is your biggest priority, handheld sealers are difficult to beat. Of course, convenience isn't everything. Traditional vacuum sealers tend to offer stronger suction power. Their larger motors can remove more air, creating tighter seals that are ideal for long-term freezer storage, bulk meat preservation, large fish fillets, batch cooking, or sous vide preparation. Because they remove more air, traditional machines may provide slightly better protection against freezer burn over very long storage periods. Handheld vacuum sealers still do an excellent job for everyday household use, but they generally prioritize speed and portability over maximum suction. For most families storing food for a few days or weeks, that difference may not matter much. But if you're regularly preserving large amounts of food for months at a time, traditional vacuum sealers still hold the advantage. The machine itself isn't the only expense. You also need to think about consumables. Traditional vacuum sealers often require custom bag rolls or pre-cut bags. Over time, those costs can add up, especially if you seal food frequently. And because many users cut bags to size, there's often some plastic waste involved. Handheld vacuum sealers usually use reusable bags designed to be opened, washed, and used again multiple times. That approach can be more economical in the long run and is often a more environmentally friendly option. For households trying to reduce waste and recurring costs, reusable vacuum bags are definitely appealing. One benefit that people rarely talk about is organization. Reusable vacuum bags used with handheld sealers often come in multiple sizes, making it easy to separate ingredients, portion meals, and keep the refrigerator tidy. Meal preppers can organize breakfasts, lunches, snacks, and dinners as days in advance. Families can divide bulk purchases into smaller portions. And because many reusable bags are transparent, finding what you need becomes much easier. Traditional sealers can certainly do the same job, but the overall workflow often feels more permanent since each bag is sealed shut. Handheld systems encourage flexibility. Another advantage that's becoming increasingly popular is compatibility with reusable vacuum containers. Many handheld vacuum sealers don't just work with reusable bags. They also support specially designed vacuum boxes and food containers. These are perfect for foods like berries, grapes, sliced fruit, salads, or other delicate ingredients that can release juice or get crushed inside a vacuum bag. Instead of compressing the food, the rigid container removes the air while protecting everything inside. They're also incredibly useful for meal prep. You can prepare individual lunches or dinners for the week, or even organize ingredients for an entire month, then vacuum seal each container to help keep food fresher for longer. Since the containers are reusable, you can simply wash them and use them again, making them both convenient and environmentally friendly. For anyone who regularly meal preps or stores delicate foods, these vacuum containers add a level of versatility that many traditional countertop vacuum sealers simply don't offer. Cleaning is another area where the differences become clear. Traditional vacuum sealers contain internal sealing strips, vacuum channels, and moving parts that occasionally require maintenance and cleaning. If liquids accidentally get sucked into the machine, cleanup can become a bit more complicated. Handheld vacuum sealers are generally much simpler. Since the vacuum mechanism only connects to the bag's valve, there are fewer areas where food residue can build up. And because the bags are reusable, most can simply be washed and dried for future use. For people who prefer low-maintenance kitchen gadgets, handheld sealers have an advantage. Who should buy a handheld vacuum sealer? A handheld vacuum sealer is probably the better choice if you have limited kitchen space, meal prep regularly, travel or camp often, want a portable solution, prefer reusable bags, mainly store leftovers, fruits, vegetables, snacks, and everyday meals, or want something quick and easy to use. For many households, these benefits make handheld sealers the more practical option. Who should buy a traditional vacuum sealer? A traditional vacuum sealer may be the better choice if you buy food in bulk, freeze large amounts of meat or fish, need maximum suction power, do extensive sous vide cooking, prioritize long-term storage, or don't mind sacrificing some counter space. If food preservation is a serious hobby or part of your routine, the extra power may be worth it. So, which one is better? The answer depends entirely on how you use it. Traditional vacuum sealers remain the king of heavy-duty food preservation. They offer stronger suction, larger capacity, and excellent long-term storage performance. But handheld vacuum sealers bring something equally valuable to the table: convenience. They're smaller, lighter, easier to store, and incredibly practical for everyday use. For most people who simply want fresher food, better organization, and less waste, a handheld vacuum sealer may actually be the smarter choice. At the end of the day, the best vacuum sealer isn't necessarily the most powerful one. It's the one that fits seamlessly into your lifestyle and makes food storage easier every single day. So that's our overview and comparison. After looking at everything from both sides, we'd love to hear your opinion. Which one do you think is the better choice? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more exciting content. We'll see you in the next one.